Hey family, this is Uncle Omar here, and I'm here in season 1, episode 4 of the story called The Antidote. The Antidote, Proverbs, the Antidote. Now, what is an antidote? An antidote is a cure for a virus. Now, what is the virus that I see going on in the world? The global pandemic that I'm seeing is no longer just that physical thing. It is toxic thinking. You heard about toxic masculinity and toxic this and toxic that, but it's toxic thinking, and this toxic thinking is driving us crazy. It's causing us to be in a very bad situation. So I asked God, give me some insight of what to do, and especially as my children are going to college, and He gave me, well, why don't you go over Proverbs? That's what I use to help you get through it. And so I said, all right, that's what I'm going to do. So right now we're here. We're studying in the book of Proverbs. We are in chapter 4, Ancient Wisdom for Modern Times, right? And so what I'm going to go to is this. It starts off with this. Now, this chapter has 3 main segments. I broke it down to one. The first one is Get Wisdom, and that's verses 1 through 9. The other one is Avoid Bad Company. That's for 10 through 19. And the last one is Watch Yourself, and that's for 20 to 27. Let's dig in a little bit closer. In this first segment, which is 1 through 9, I think the primary verse, we can read all of it. Let's read it quickly. Listen, my son, to a father's instruction. Pay attention and gain understanding. I give you sound learning so that you don't forsake my teachings. I give you sound learning, so don't forsake my teaching. This is the Father saying, don't act like what I'm saying to you is not good. This is good stuff I'm giving you right now. And Uncle Omar is definitely giving you good stuff. I'm dusting it off for you so you can get it in a modern term. So it says, for I too was a son to my father. I was my father's firstborn son. Like your son is my firstborn son. So so usually we try to do things. Now, one of the things I just realized, I was just thinking about this and I was reading, and I realized that one of the most important aspects of family is that family is the context in which we learn common sense. A family is the context where we pass on wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And when that context is well established, like in my family, my mother and my father, I lived with them until I was like 18, 19, and they put me out the house. Oh, it's okay, it's all good. I was doing too much. My nose was wide open. I was doing too much, so they put me out. That was probably the best thing I could have did. But they could have did at that time. But here's the thing: while I was there, my mother was imparting wisdom and knowledge unto me. My father was imparting wisdom and knowledge unto me. My grandfather, when I would go and walk with him, they would talk to me and share with me. And what with this whole thing about Proverbs is about trying to train. A king is trying to train a prince on how to rule well. So that's a patriarchal society. So what I see is that a king or a queen is trying to teach a prince or a princess how to live and rule well, rule their life well, right? So then I'm a big uncle. I'm the firstborn, and I got 7 brothers and sisters. We got a whole bunch of children, somewhere 18, 19 children now altogether. And I had the honor of marrying my the first grandchild, my nephew, just a few days ago in Texas. It was in El Paso, Texas. It was a wonderful thing. But I'm bringing that up to say that, so as the big uncle, I got a whole bunch of nieces and nephews. And sometimes I throw stuff out there. I say things like, I say the prayer in the name of the I am that is. And it was challenged. First of all, my sister was slyly doing it. She said, what is this I am that is? Who you praying to? And I was like, do you remember in the Bible when Moses said, when Moses asked God, who shall I say sent me? And he said, tell him that I am sent you. Just tell him that I am sent you. And so I take that as, that's the best way for me to talk about God in this day and age. Because one thing, I think we got too much going on, too much connected to different names. When I was growing up, I called God Allah. When I grew a little bit older and smoking some ganja, I call God Jah, one of my favorite names. And then we all do it. Hallelujah. You probably never noticed that, but that's what they're saying right there. Praise the great I am that is, right? That's what that actually means. So these names, so I'm using names that are, I'm using pronouns that are neutral. I'm saying that to say, to get to what I want to go to today, is to say, listen, there are 3 primary things you want to do in Proverbs chapter 4 is, and one of the most important things is to get wisdom. Now, my son is a like a day trader. He likes to trade stocks and stuff like that. And him and his brother got some Ethereum, I think that's what it's called, and they've watched that stock grow. One of them sold some of it. They do a lot with it. But I said, ooh, that's a good investment. So what I wanted to do today is give you a good investment that you don't have to pay money for, but it will save your life. Let's go to this. Let's go to the text and see what I'm talking about here. Here it is, right here in the text. It says it, what I'm talking about. Let's read. My son, listen, my sons, to a father's instruction. Pay attention and gain understanding. I give you sound learning, so do not forsake my teaching. For I too was a young son to my father, still tender and cherished by my mother. Then he taught me, and he said to me, take hold of my words with all your heart. Keep my commands, and you will live. Get wisdom, get understanding, and do not forget my words or turn away from them. So he's saying basically this. At the very beginning, he said, look, I used to be a youngster too. I know what it is to be in life. One of the most important things for you to do is get you some wisdom, get you some knowledge, and get you some understanding. Now, I know a lot of you don't want to go get that knowledge anymore because you feel like it doesn't make anything. I go to college, I get all these loans, and it costs me too much money. Okay, but that don't mean you can go to YouTube University and get the knowledge. So you want to get knowledge, you want to get wisdom, and you want to get understanding. You want to get knowledge and understanding, and when you have wisdom, the knowledge and understanding can work well. But one of the most important things, instead of going to buy stock, this is something I want you to put some money and some effort in. Buy you some wisdom with your heart. What do you have a desire? I really want to be wise. When I was 18, 19 years old, I was like, God, I make too many mistakes. I'm doing too much. Can you give me some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding? And God says, sure, I'll do it. Didn't I tell you in James I would do it? He said, any of you lack wisdom, let them ask of God, and I will give it to you. So he said, but you're going to have to work for it. And what my work was, I had to do for every day of the month, for many months, I would read the book of Proverbs. There's 31 of them in one day for every month. That's how I got this series in episode 4, because it should be the 4th somewhere in the world, right? So it's the 4th somewhere in the world, and we're in the 4th chapter. So now, what I'm trying to say to you is this. The most important thing is to get some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And this is how it was said in Scripture, so I want you to get it. I want you to grow in that, have that desire. It says, then he taught me and said to me, take hold of my words with all your heart. So you want to put them in your heart. You want to know this. Remember how people say, know this by heart? That means you know it so well. You repeated it so much, it just comes out of you. You know it by heart. We want you to get wisdom and know wisdom by heart. Keep my commands. What is a command? Command is not a suggestion. Command is a command. It's God saying, I'm going to tell you some stuff that you do. You got to do it. If you don't do it, it's going to cost you. If you do it, you'll be blessed, you'll be protected, you'll be watched over. And the first thing I'm going to tell you to do in verse 5, get you some wisdom and get you some understanding. My brother, my nephew, my brother, some people are in here trying to learn what they're going to do to help their young people. Get you some wisdom and don't forget the words or turn away from them. Do not forsake wisdom, for she will protect you. One thing wisdom will do, wisdom is going to protect you. When you got some wisdom, you don't do stupid stuff. When you got some wisdom, once I got some knowledge and understanding about what the whole deal about driving, I stopped driving fast. I stopped doing too much because I realized if I'm past the speed limit, I get beyond the protection of the human law, and I also get beyond the protection of the spiritual law because I'm breaking laws. So therefore, the angels and the ministering spirits that work with me, they can't work with me if I'm doing that. But if I stay within wisdom, if I don't act like wisdom, instead of forsaking wisdom, I take wisdom into my mind, into my heart as a lifestyle, then what's going to happen is wisdom is going to love. She will protect you and love. She will protect you. Love her and she will watch over you. So wisdom will watch over you and wisdom will protect you, but you got to get some. Now, one of the most important things, it says the beginning of wisdom is to get wisdom. Though it costs all you have, get understanding. Cherish her and she will exalt you. She will promote you. Anybody want a promotion? You want a promotion on your job? Get you some wisdom about how to do that job and do it well. Get you some knowledge so you have so much knowledge that you be indispensable. I'm trying to help you to keep your job. Some of y'all get your job and y'all just, I almost said piss them off, but I said it. It's Uncle Omar. I'm not the pastor, so I can say that. If they piss off the jobs, they don't even think about it, and they just go crazy, right? And because it's like nothing. But I'm trying to say to you, if you want to be someone who is indispensable, get you some knowledge, get you some understanding, get you some wisdom and how to apply that in the industry that you're in. I don't care if it's a cannabis industry, whatever industry that you in, get the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding for that industry so that you can. Now, I'm not particularly about gambling. I don't think you should be in the gambling industry. Or prostitution. There are some industries I don't think you should be a part. I don't think it's wise to be a pimp. I don't. People talking about pimping and all that. That don't make sense to me. You pimping on one of God's daughters, and then you think you're going to have a good time or think your daughter's going to be all right. When you have that kind of... See, you're going to reap what you sow more than you sow, later than you sow. I'm not here to preach. I'm just here to share. So let me let that go. But I want you to get you some wisdom. And all you're getting, get you some understanding. Because what it's going to do, it's going to give you... Wisdom is going to protect you. Wisdom is going to protect you. Wisdom is going to watch over you because you're using it. And it says, and the first thing you want to do, the principal thing is this. I looked up the word principle. Now, let me see. I think it's in this version here. And we're looking at verse 6. Yeah. I don't know if this version is. This is the New King James Version. It says it like this verse said. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. So I was like, well, what's a principal thing? What does it mean to have a principal thing? It's the most important consequential influence. It's the chief thing. So with all you're getting, instead of you trying to get a Gucci bag or trying to get a bust down or trying to get get over on somebody, get you some wisdom, and then you can have some divine protection. Then you can start walking in power and authority like God will have you to do. All right, let me let that go. So you got that. That's in verse 7. The beginning of wisdom, get that. Understanding, get it. Cherish wisdom and she will promote you. Verse 8 says she will promote you. I don't know what it says. Let me see what it looks like in this one. Verse 8. It says she will exalt. If you lift up wisdom and make wisdom a part of your daily thing, something that you want, it says she will promote you. You want promotion on your job? You want promotion in your life? You want promotion in the thing? You better get you some wisdom, brother. You better get you some wisdom, daughter. Come on now, get some wisdom. She will bring honor when you embrace her. She will place on your head an ornament of grace, a crown of glory she will deliver to you. Get you some wisdom now, and then you get laced up. Once you get some wisdom and you get some knowledge and some understanding, you get laced up. You're going to be in a place where you ain't got to hardly worry for nothing because you're walking in wisdom and knowledge and understanding. That's what I really wanted to get with you. And now we're in the next section where it talks about avoid bad company. Now that section starts with verse 10 through 19. Look. It says, listen, my son, remember this is not my son, this is my niece, this is my nephew, this is my daughter, this is all these people. It's not just son. Listen, accept what I say, and the years of your life will be many. You want to live long and preserve your life, you want to extend the quality of your life, get you some wisdom. That's what's going to preserve your life. Because if you get some wisdom, then you know you're going to eat right, you're going to do right, you're going to walk right, you're going to talk right, you're going to do all things that's important for you to preserve life and godliness. You're going to do that through getting some wisdom. So that's very, very important for you to do. Look, it goes on to say, I instruct you in the way of wisdom and lead you along the straight path. When I walk, your steps will not be hampered. Look, he says, when you walk, your steps will not be hampered. When you run, you will not stumble. Some of us are not getting anywhere in our life because we don't have any wisdom. So everywhere we go, we run into traps. We have to start all over again because we're not using wisdom. We just, somebody say something, we just go to it. We don't do any research. We don't do any due diligence. We just run to it. That kind of stuff is going to get you all bogged down. You're going to run into traps. You're going to do things, and you can avoid a lot of the things that's going on in the world. There's some water, y'all. You can avoid a lot of things that's going on in the world if you do your due diligence, and if you do your work, and if you follow through on it. Then you ain't got to fall in every trap because wisdom is going to be protecting you, right? Let's go back to this quickly. I got to get out of here. All right. So do what you're going to do. It says here, listen to my son, accept it. I instruct you in the way of wisdom and lead you along the straight path. When you walk, your steps will not be hampered. They won't be hindered. They won't be blocked. You won't get blocked. All right. When you run, you will not stumble. You won't be falling down. When you start everything up and going, your business is flying. All of a sudden, you boom, fall down on your face. Flat on your face is like that hurdle, jumping over hurdles. All of a sudden, you do it because you make one unwise turn, and then you stop the whole process. Hold on to instruction and do not let it go. Guard it well with your life. So what you're going to do, you want to get wisdom and you want to guard it. You want to get wisdom, you want to hold on to it. You don't want to let anything. Once you start getting this wisdom, you want to preserve it. You want to keep it. I got so many Bibles. I just looked at today. So many Bibles. I got so many Bibles because I've been studying, because I found the Bibles to be a source of wisdom. I find ancient scripture to be a source of wisdom. I can find wisdom out of the Quran. I can find wisdom out of the Bible. I can find wisdom out of the Torah. I can find wisdom out of the Bhagavad Gita. It doesn't matter. You find wisdom where wisdom is found, but you go and get it. And then once you get it, you don't let it go. You guard it well. You protect it because it's going to protect you, for it is your life. Guard it well, for it is your life. What wisdom is. Don't set foot in the path. Now we're going to the other ones. Avoiding bad company. Look at what it says here. Don't set foot on the path of the wicked, or walk in the way of evildoers. Don't do it, please. Don't look. Just because you know them knuckleheads. My father used to tell me, don't hang out with such and such and such and such. And I was like, I don't know why he wouldn't let me hang out with him. And then when I went back, I found out that they all cracked out, or they heroin out. You know, because I was from the East Coast. They use the hardest stuff over there. And I should have listened, because my father knew something maybe about their fathers or about that particular child and their character. But I had bumped my head a couple of times against the wall, fooling around with them. One time I was with some people. This is for young people. I was in high school, right? And I was on the track team. And one of the fastest runners, these were two of the fastest runners I ever went. I went out and hung out with them, and them dudes scared the heck out of me. You know what they did? They were in the neighborhood, because our school was in the Jewish neighborhood. They were looking for older women, and they was snatching their bags and running from them and taking their bag. I was like, oh, Father, if you would just get me out of this car, I will never do this again. I won't hang out with them again. You know what? The guy, he was going to get ready to go to the pen relays. He was getting ready to be something special. He ended up being in prison because he didn't have any discipline. He wasn't wise. He did not have wisdom. But I had to learn from that. I was with them, and I felt bad. Whoever you are, you got your bag stolen, I am so sorry. I was not a part of that. They just started doing that. But for then on, I was like, I'm not hanging out with them folk anymore. I deal with them, they're going to get me in trouble. Sometimes you might be in the car, you young people. Let me talk to y'all young people for it. Sometimes you might be like, your friend roll up in a nice car. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, it's wonderful. Come on, jump in. You ain't asked no question. Where you get this from? Do you have the license for this? What? And then next thing you know, you riding in and y'all doing everything. Then woo. You looking around like, oh, put this in the trunk. What is it? A gun? Oh my God, you got a gun? What? Because you ain't got no wisdom. If you had some wisdom, you'd be like, man, look. Catch me later on. Where'd you get this car from? Nah, I'm not going to joyride with you. No, I'm not going to be a part of it. I'm not going to hang out where people going to get me in trouble. Because I know if I hang out with you, it's going to be some trouble. You know who those people are. I want you to avoid them. It said, don't set foot in the path of the wicked, or walk in the way of evildoers. Avoid it. Do not travel on it. Don't even go down that street. If you know down that street, it's going to be some boo-boo. If you're going to go down that street, it's going to be something that they doing something that you had no business doing. Maybe they doing some Molly that day. I don't know what it is. They think it's cute. Hey, going to hand you the Molly. Hey, listen. When you start seeing that kind of stuff rolling around, you better say, hey, you know what? I'm out. I'm out. Thank you, but no thank you. I'm good. I don't need that. I'm on a natural high. I don't want to get caught up on something. You try something for the first time, and it's so good that it blows your mind. That's the thing with crack. They say that high, when you get that high, that first hit off the crack, they say it blows up the pleasure center so much that you ain't never felt pleasure like that ever. And then after that, your ability to feel pleasure is gone. You always chasing after that high. Or they say the same thing is similar with Molly, but at least Molly let you get yourself back together. But I hope that you don't do any of it. I hope that you get a natural high. I hope that you go to the club and you get your water. And you keep your water in your hand, and you don't let nobody else know about you don't let nobody bother you. You don't put your water down, because if you put your water down, then you abandon that bottle. Because you don't know what somebody might inject the bottle. You don't know what somebody trying to drop you a Mickey or whatever. I don't know what it is. I don't think they call them Mickey. They probably call them something else now. But it's a drug it's a day drug that you get so messed up that they can rape you over that kind of stuff. Brothers. And then now I think they're raping men and women. They don't care if people when you wicked and you evil, you don't matter. You just want to get your thing off, and you don't care how you get it. So listen, I want you to avoid those people. I want you to get you some wisdom. Spend all your money, and that's your time and your energy and your life, to get you some wisdom. Get this study, share with your friends, tell other people about, get you some wisdom. And then don't hang out with that wrong crowd, because that wrong crowd gonna get you all twisted. It says, look, 18, the path of the righteous is like the morning sun. But when you start walking the right, it's like, it's like, it was hot, so hot out here in California recently. I said, I can't walk my dog at night. So I had to get up around 5 a.m. and I start walking. When at 5 a.m. here, it's still kind of dark, right? And so I walk, and as I walk, I noticed that the sun is, first I saw a little slither of the sun, and then all of a sudden, daylight came. And so when you start walking in righteousness, at first it's gonna feel kind of funny. You're not gonna be, you're not doing the things you used to do. You started walking a little bit different. You start walking wiser. It's gonna feel funny at times. But what's gonna happen is it's gonna get brighter and brighter and brighter till the full sun. You'd be like 12 noon, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock over in California. It's the full sun, hot. And that's how the wisdom is going to overcome you and take over you. So it's a process. When you're gaining wisdom, it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. That's why it says here, the path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining even brighter till the full light of day. But the way of the wicked is like deep darkness. They do not know what makes them stumble. Some people, they don't even know. They started out with something. They thought it was going to be good, like that meth. You think meth is going to be good? Nobody tells you at the beginning when you start taking meth that you're going to have yuck mouth. Your teeth going to be rotting out. That you're going. I saw people when I was working downtown when meth first started. They started growing horns out of their heads. Bumps and stuff started growing out of their head for using meth, and they never tell you about that. Especially with women with cocaine, with that crack. Man, I see so many women downtown, naked, strolled out, just crazy, doing crazy stuff. Nobody told them if they took that hit, it's going to be down there. But here's what happens is, but the way of the wicked is like a deep darkness. It just get darker and darker and darker. Next thing you know, you stumbling. Next thing you know, you on the ground, what I call tweaking. You looking for that little piece of rock. Or that little piece of thing, you chasing after that next high, trying to get that money, and then after a while, then people start you off with it, but after a while, then you have to do it for yourself, and then I heard something crazy. You provided oral sex just to get the drug. That's what I saw in my mind. So I might as well tell you what it is. You doing all kind of crazy stuff because you done lost your way. Because what happens is when you go down that dark path, it says it's like the wicked. By the way of the wicked is like deep darkness, and they know not what caused them to stumble. They didn't know it was going to be like that. So now we're in the last section where it talks about watch yourself. And I like that. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. You got to watch over what you do. You have the control over this body temple. This is the temple that the Spirit of God dwells in you. And if you allow the Spirit of God that's in you to come through you, good. But most people, they block it. They don't want to do it because they think they know better, or they think it's too crazy. It's not good to be holy. They got all kind of crazy things. And holy means just set apart. And so I am holy. I'm set apart for God's use. Now, sometimes what Jesus told you, I got to wash your feet. Sometimes my feet get dirty because I be tracking in this world, and I got I got the central gates like everybody else. I got the eye gate, the ear gate, the mouth gate, the nose gate, the hand, the touch gate, and believe me, especially in this time that we in, our eye gate never gets full. I mean, you know about it. You be on TikTok and keep on looking. I can see my flavor and I can see my flavor in all different colors and shades of my flavor, and I'll be on there all day just eating that up. And I had to tell myself, stop it, boy, get off that thing, put that Instagram down, put that Pinterest down, go do some work, go make your life better. Go put that TikTok away. But we have to learn to do this. We have to pay attention. We have to guard our own self. It says, my son, pay attention to what I say. Turn your ear to my words. Do not let them out of your sight. Keep them within your heart, for they are life to those who find them and health to one's body. Above all else, listen, above all else, what does it say? It said, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Let me see what it looks like in another version. This is a verse. What verse is that? That's verse 23. Let's see what this verse says. 23. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it springs the issues of life. What does this one say? 23. Keep thy heart with all diligence. That's King James, that's American Standard. For out of it are the issues of life. Listen, we got to guard our heart. We have to guard our heart. We gotta be so diligent about what we allow in our ear gate, what we allow into our heart. The heart is the seat of your emotions, The heart is the center of your emotion. The heart is the center of your intellect. The heart is the center of your very being. The real true you is in your heart. But the heart of the spiritual heart, that intellect. So I want you to do this. I need you to be mindful of what you do. Don't put everything in front of your eyes. Something now. Oh my God, I'm about to expose something right now. Some people like to watch the such and such of Atlanta, or the this or that, and all them other shows. Or come on, Bravo. A lot of them. I'm not hating on Bravo, but a lot of them. If you get into that and you just let that come into your mind, next thing you know, you're gonna be in an argument and throwing water on people. You're gonna be calling people, doing all kind of crazy stuff because you allow that yourself to be influenced by that negativity, and that negativity started. Then you trying to figure out what your husband doing. Your husband ain't doing nothing. Been doing all good, but you don't watch some of that the Last Housewives on Adams Street, and then now you thinking your husband doing all the things they doing, or you thinking your man is doing your woman is doing all the stuff that they doing because they acting the fool, and you sitting up there feeding that stuff. So we got to be very, very careful about what we allow to come into our consciousness and our awareness. We have to guard our heart. It says do it. It says what 23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. If your heart get corrupted, everything that's going to come from it. Watch your mouth. Keep your mouth free from perversity. Now, I know I had to grow through this thing right here, especially my young people. That's why I'm saying it to my young people. One day I moved my office. Now my daughter's with the college, so I'm in my daughter's room. Now that's my new office. But before that, she used to be in this in her room playing Valorant, and I heard her language change over time. She's a good gamer like that, but then she started calling people bitch, and she started, I shouldn't have put my daughter out on Front Street, but it's a part of the process. And so one day I came in and said, what you talking about? Who you talking to? And so I wanted to help her to understand that if she keeps on allowing those perverse things to come into her mouth, then it's gonna corrupt her whole way of thinking, And every now and then, now I'm not exempt from it, because I call a person an nigger sometime in the moment, and when I'm not thinking, when I'm thinking, I'm guarding my heart. I know, brother. Brother. I'm not gonna call you that, brother. But you catch me on the wrong moment, because it's already been in me, boom, you got the N-word coming out on you, or you got some other kind of stuff coming on, one of the things that's coming up. What the hell? That's one of the new ones that's coming up. But listen, brothers and sisters, just keep perverse stuff out of your mouth. And what is perverse? That means it's distorted. It's different than what it used to be. It's twisted it's not used for the right purpose. All right. So look, keep your mouth out. Keep your mouth free from perversity. Keep corrupt talk from your lips. Let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you. Make your eyes straight. You said you want to go to college to be a psychiatrist. You said you want to study to be a fashion designer. Then you keep your eyes focused on the prize that you going for, and don't care what your friends. If your friends don't want to keep their pride, let them drop them off. Forget them. You keep your eyes focused on what you're there for. Your mama and daddy is paying for you to get that education. Get that education. Yeah, people, and then you who are working for your education, I know you're not going to waste your money and time with that. So I want you to keep your eyes straight ahead. Keep keep your eyes on the prize. Give careful thought to the path of your feet. Do you really need to go to that party? What's going to be at that party? Do you really need to go to that club? What's going to be on that club? Man, I told you, I like to see things all day long, but I'm definitely not going to be taking my hard-earned money and throwing them and slipping them down and all that kind, making it rain. Are you crazy? I'm not. That's not wisdom. That's a fool to me. You got all that guap, and now you're going to be sliding on some stuff because you can. Oh, man, bro, get some wisdom and make an investment. Buy you some stuff to help you learn how to get some wisdom. Give careful thought to the path of your feet, and be steadfast in all your ways. Do not turn to the right or to the left. Keep your foot from evil. If they wicked, you don't want to have no parts with them. Anyway, I try to keep this short and sweet. If it's good to you, like it, share it, tell somebody about it. It's live right now on YouTube, and I'm gonna do another one for Facebook. Anyway, this is Uncle Omar, and I always end it like this: keep your hands clean and your heart pure. You cannot go wrong with that. So now I'm out.